What's up, y'all? What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the weekly show. The weekly show is very similar to the daily show, but it's weekly. So let's get started, shall we? Here's a song I haven't played yet, actually, on any of these shows. There's a tear in the fabric of your favorite dress, and I'm sneaking glances, looking for the patterns and static. They start to make sense the longer I'm at it. Ivory lines lead, whoa. Whoa. Your heart is a river that flows from your chest through every organ. And your brain is the dam. I am the fish who can reach the core. Ivory lines lead, whoa, whoa. Oh, instincts are misleading. You shouldn't think what you're feeling. You don't tell you what you know you should want. Ivory lines lead, whoa, whoa. Ivory lines lead, whoa, whoa. Oh, instincts are misleading. You shouldn't think what you're feeling. You don't tell you what you know you should want. Ivory lines lead, whoa. Ivory lines lead, whoa. All right. I hope everybody's been having a good week. As good as one can have. I think the standard now is just staying healthy and keeping a safe distance from others. Speaking of keeping a safe distance from others, I'm going to play a song that was requested by Planet.low. This is a song from the record Kintsugi. It's actually one of my favorite tunes on this record. I think it kind of works nicely in this format. I was just rehearsing it before I hopped on with you guys, so hopefully I remember. It's been a while. All right, here we go. Way, way down in a hole, there's no feeling. It's when you're so far beneath the floor, everything's a ceiling. We dug it down as deep as we could, just like we planned it. When you climbed out, you pulled the ladder. It left me stranded. So what am I supposed to do? I'm calling out to you, but you're miles away. it's true. Digging with someone new. So far down in this hole, there's little daylight. I feel the shards of the midday sun, and then it's black as midnight. The only stars I see in the sky, they don't move me, 'cause they've all been dead for millions of years. They're just light diffusing. No constellation is more than the brightest point of its form, but every telescope you assume is pointed only at you. Now I've got nowhere to go except further below, so I keep digging. And it gets darker every day, but I see no other way than just committing. If the earth is as round as they say, well, I won't find another place from where I break back through. It's farther away from you. It's farther away from you. Way, way down in a hole, there's no feeling. 'Cause when you're so far beneath the floor, everything's a ceiling. So what am I supposed to do? I'm calling out to you, but you're miles away, it's true. Digging with someone new. So what am I supposed to do? I'm calling out to you, but you're miles away, it's true. Digging with someone new. Digging with someone new. Digging with someone new. I think in that way, whenever I play that song acoustic, it always has kind of like a doo-wop feel to it, which I kind of dig. We were working on that song on the record, and trying to do everything we could to get it away from the doo-wop. And I think I like the version on the record. I'm not dissing it, but it just feels really kind of pure playing it like that. It feels kind of like sometimes a song just wants to be simple, and sometimes we make it more complicated for the sake of making it more complicated. Here's one that I'm not sure has the same power as the one on the record, but I'm going to play it for you. This is a request by Jackie's username, and I think you guys know this one. Here we go. If only you'd have known me before the accident, for with that grand collision came a grave consequence. Receptors overloaded, they burst and disconnect, till there was little feeling. Please work with what is left. Oh, I need not be flattered, the But you've never been here before, so there is no need to mention that you've no first anymore. But if you let me be your skyline, I'll let you be the wave that reduces me to rubble, that looks safe from far away. I don't know why, I don't know why I return to the scenes of these crimes, where the hedgerows slowly wind through the ghosts of Beverly Drive. I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know what I expect to find, where all the news is secondhand and everything just goes on as planned. I don't know why, I don't know why I return to the scenes of these crimes, where the hedgerows slowly wind through the ghosts of Beverly Drive. I don't know why, I don't know why, I don't know what I expect to find, where all the news is secondhand and everything just goes on as planned. I don't know why, 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 I don't know why. Actually, it works pretty well, I think. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Let's take a look over here. Everybody seems to be doing all right. Oh my God, somebody asking for Radio Static Scars. Who the hell are you, Billy Peterson? With your crazy My Old Band reference. I actually came across, a friend of mine came across an old tape. There's a studio in town here called Egg Studios. And when I was 18, I think, I was in a band called Pinwheel. I was in that band for about 3 years. And we had made a recording at Egg Studios. And they were closing the studio, so they gave me the tapes. And I put them on. And man, it was not for public consumption. Maybe someday, but man, it was not, at first I was thinking like, maybe this is something I could put out. No, definitely not. All right. Let's do a song and then let's do some questions. I'm going to play a song that Laura Kerwin requested. This is from my solo record called Former Lives. And yeah, this one I think works nicely in this format. It's nice to I'm glad when you guys ask for these things that kind of forgotten about. And makes me think like, yeah, whenever we are able to go out in the world again and do shows, certainly when I get back on the road doing solo stuff, which we are rescheduling as we speak, yeah, I had a chance to play some of these tunes that are kind of falling by the wayside. So here we go. You call a truce and then you start a fight. You change your signals like a traffic light, 'cause you're a hard one to know. Around your heart you've tied a fishing line. You cast it out there just to see who bites, 'cause you're a hard one to know. I toss and turn, but I just can't get to sleep when I start thinking about what you do to me. You're like a flower garden buried in snow. You're a hard one to know. You give your love out like an auctioneer. Your moves are jumpy and your words aren't clear, 'cause you're a hard one to know. First you smother, then you disengage. Your tears of joy dissolve the tears of rage, 'cause you're a hard one to know. I toss and turn, but I just can't get to sleep when I start thinking about what you do to me. You drag your feet as you swing to and fro. You're a hard one to know. And I try to love you, but you won't let me in. You say it's ending before it can begin. You tell me to stay and then you tell me to go. You're a hard one to know. All right, what do you guys want to know? Let's find out. What are the hard-hitting questions for today? Let's see. Let's see. Question: is the song Black Sun named after the sculpture in Seattle? Yeah, to an extent it is. I don't think by coincidence. Certainly Chris Cornell had it first, but it's also the subject of the song Black Hole Sun because there is a hole in it. It's a Noguchi sculpture. It's very beautiful. And in the song, I was kind of envisioning the lyric as I am represented as the black sun, but also I also that actual sculpture, but I also like the idea of a person as kind of a dark figure, a dark, brooding, yet giver of light at the same time. So that was kind of my, the sculpture is certainly a part of it, but it's also it works for me as a little bit of a deeper metaphor as well. Somebody asks, can you tell us about the shirt you're wearing today? Yes, I can. This is a member of Depeche Mode, Andy Fletcher. This was a shirt that Rachel bought for me when we went to see Depeche Mode at Key Arena on our anniversary, our first anniversary, actually, 2017. And each member of the band had their own T-shirt. Now, Dave Gahan and Martin Gore are by far more recognizable and kind of forward-facing members of Depeche Mode, a band that I love. But I also have a real soft spot in my heart for Andy Fletcher. So she, at some point during the show, went to the merch table and got me this shirt, which has shrunk up a little bit, but I still love it because I think Andy Fletcher is great. And I certainly think that it might, I think at some point we should do T-shirts with all the dudes in our band because I think it'd be awesome. Let's see. Somebody asked me, what shoes do you run in on the road? All the trails are closed here, and all of the DNR land and state parks and everything are closed. So I've resigned myself to doing a lot of road running, which we're still allowed to do here. You're allowed to go outside for exercise for the time being. Hopefully that won't end. But I've been wearing these Brooks shoes that I'm really enjoying. It's kind of a light, fast shoe. I'm not remembering the name of it off the top of my head, but I just got them a couple of days ago. I've been wearing those, and then also wearing some Hoka Cliftons on the road, just because I'm not used to running on the road. It really kind of beats you up. So those have been my two road shoes as of late. Let's see. Okay, let's go over here. Somebody asks, how is your relation with music criticism, and how has it changed throughout the years? Do you read the reviews of your projects? How do you feel about them? When I was younger and we were first kind of getting going, I placed a lot of importance in some of those reviews and how we were written about in the press. I think because we were not quite established yet, and I was younger and much more impressionable, and I felt that it was very important to be accepted. And at this point, I don't think I've read I don't think I've gone out of my way to read a review of one of our records in a decade plus. And I'm not just saying that. Because I found this to be true. I found that the good reviews don't make me feel better than how badly the bad reviews make me feel, if that makes sense. So, you read something nice about yourself and you get a little, oh, that's nice. Somebody liked my record or our record. But when somebody says something hurtful about your music, or maybe just honest, they don't like it. And, people say so with varying degrees of snark and cruelty. Some don't, but some do. I just don't find that it's helpful. I don't find that I found myself asking the question, would I have done anything differently in the making of this record? And the answer is always no. So in that sense, reading a review of a record that we made or I made doesn't have any effect on how I view the album as a piece of work myself. So it's not that I don't read them. It's not that if someone handed me one, I wouldn't look at it. But when our records come out, I don't scan the internet trying to read reviews, because honestly, I just don't care. If I'm proud of a record, I'm proud of a record. And if we go out and play these songs in front of you guys and you guys are reacting to them and enjoying them, that's all the validation I need. And sometimes we play these songs live and you guys aren't into them. And we realize, okay, maybe this record is not as good as we thought it was, or maybe the song is not hitting the way we had hoped it would. So that's my answer to that. Somebody says, do you think any of your albums deserve more recognition than it currently has? Not really. I think that the records that you guys love so much are, seemingly come from a certain period. And I think a lot of it has to do with the time in the world and where you guys were, where we were, where music was. So, if we put out a record in, 2020, we're not, but let's say we were, it would be unreasonable for me to have it, for people to have the same reaction to it as they did to Transatlanticism or Plans or Narrow Stairs. Even if that record, if you could quantify that it was technically a better album than any of those records, it wouldn't, if that were the case, it wouldn't really, it wouldn't matter that much. I think that at this point in our career, I just enjoy making records, and if people like them, they like them. If they don't, they don't. I don't sit around stewing about whether I feel like one of our records got underappreciated or something like that. Because I feel like when the band is over at some point, or when, we're no longer doing stuff, we're not making records, whatever, at that point, people can sit with all the records and be a little more objective about which ones are good and which ones are bad. But, or which ones people like more. So it doesn't really bother me that much. I kind of feel like, they all kind of get the reception that they ultimately deserve. So let's do two more. Somebody asked me, where is it here? Have you been watching other artists do concerts from home, and which have been your favorites? I've watched a couple, but I kind of feel like a lot of the time I have away from doing this, I'm working on music and doing other things. But I did watch my friend Colin Malloy do one on Instagram. That was pretty great. I've been kind of cluing in with some comedians. My buddy Hari Kanabalu has been doing these shows. They're kind of fun. But yeah, it was cool to watch Colin play and see him interacting with people and kind of trying to do a similar thing that I think a lot of us are trying to do right now. Okay, one more here. One more question. What advice or remedy concoction recipes do you have to take care of and maintain your voice? Well, clearly not many. Right now I'm drinking a throat coat tea in my my Capital Peak 2014 50-mile ultramarathon mug to brag a bit. And I got some honey in here, and I got some water. I have a little tiny humidifier going. But as I've stated on some of these other shows, this little studio I'm in is kind of dry, so I get a little bit dried out. But I do that, and then if we're playing somewhere really dry, if we're playing outside in like Red Rocks or somewhere in the desert, I'll have a little cup of like olive oil just to kind of for my throat, which helps. I don't know if it's bad for me, but that's kind of how it goes. So, all right, let's get back to some tunes. I'm gonna go back to the piano here, do a couple for you. Get my chords. All right. Can't expect you to be honest, to be faithful every day to the end. I just need you to be always a friend. As the sun sets over Dakota, underneath the crimson ocean of sky, no, I always want you by my side. When we drive, when we drive, you and I were born in motion, never in one place for too long a time. Now it's the only way we know to survive. I like the way that your hair tangles, the way your suntan's only on one side. We always keep the windows open wide. When we drive, when we drive, when we drive, when we drive, climb into the backseat and close your eyes. I've got the wheel. Dream of all the places only we will find. I can't expect you to be honest, to be faithful every day to the end. I just need you to be always a friend. Till the engine kicks and sputters, until we roll the rubber off the tire. No, I'll always need you by my side. When we drive, 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 when we drive. right, that song is kind of the little brother of this song, I think, in a way. I've always liked writing about being in cars and traveling in vehicles. I'm going to play a song about that in a little bit too, but yeah, I think that When We Drive is kind of like the little brother of this song. I roll the window down and then begin to breathe in. The darkest country road, the strong scent of evergreen from the passenger seat as you are driving me home. Then looking upward, I strain my eyes and try to tell the difference between shooting stars and satellites from the passenger seat as you are driving me home. Do they collide? I ask and you smile. With my feet on the dash, the world doesn't matter. When you feel embarrassed, I'll be your pride. When you need directions, and I'll be the guide for all time. For all time. You guys hanging in there? I'm going to get into a tune here in a sec, but wanted to mention that today's show is in benefit of Music Cares, which is a wonderful organization that helps provide health and dental care to musicians who are lacking in those areas. And I have had my own journey with having healthcare, not having it, and it's one of the very interesting things about being a musician, in that, you know, musicians have jobs, of course, but even the most successful musician is ostensibly a contractor. You know, we signed to Atlantic Records in 2004. They are a big label, part of the WEA group. Everybody there has been wonderful to us from day one. I have no complaints whatsoever about Atlantic Records. But when we signed a record contract, we, in a sense, became contractors. We were not employees of Atlantic Records. And I would imagine that if someone was hired at Atlantic Records the same day that we had signed a multi-record deal, even if they were hired to work even the most menial entry-level salary job at the label, they would have received a far better healthcare package than we received, because we received none. And I don't say that to slight our label or any label for that matter, but musicians are on their own for healthcare. And I know too many people who have fallen upon hard times needing some kind of procedure or had some kind of accident or what have you, not to mention those with substance abuse and addiction problems, mental health problems and issues. And it's not to say that the labels that put out our records are not supportive of us in times of need, but we do not have access to the same resources that most of them do. And we are on our own to find healthcare, and that healthcare, if you can afford it, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And a lot of people just flat out can't afford it and don't have it. So Music Cares has been an organization that for years has helped out people who have been touring all their lives, making records, and have come across a time where they've been unable to pay for a procedure or something like that, and they do wonderful work. And there is somewhere down below me here, there's a Venmo link. And if you're enjoying the show and you feel you want to make a contribution that will help out some of my compatriots when they are in need, I would greatly appreciate it, but mostly Music Cares and those who receive their resources would greatly appreciate it. So that's my pitch. I'm going to play an old song for you here. Think you caught me on the downslide, downturn. I was busy writing with a pen and paper, thin dream, and all your plastic people with plastic hearts and smiles. They have the worst intentions all along. After all. The royal castle holds the melodrama, kings and queens and all their dazzling children. They're so regal, so clean, with pristine fingertips they wash behind their ears and let their hair down to the audiences. Leave, 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 leave. I'm definitely shaking. The silence isn't breaking. Backwashed and stranded memories of something I thought could be. I'm definitely shaking. I'm deaf, this isn't breaking. Backwashed and stranded memories of something I thought could be. I'm definitely shaking. I'm definitely shaking. I'm definitely shaking. I'm definitely shaking. That one was a little rough. I'm gonna play a song for you, a cover song. And I don't know if you guys heard or not. I'm sure maybe you did. Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne passed away yesterday at 52 from complications from coronavirus. Further bringing this horrible reality home that it's not just old and enfeebled people who may lose their lives from this, but people who are, for all intents and purposes, healthy and middle-aged. And I never got to meet Adam. We had a lot of connective tissue, a lot of friends in common, but we never had a chance to actually meet. But I owe him a huge debt of gratitude because he was integral in picking me and Magdalena for the Monkees to record 4 years ago. And I always thought, as one does in life, that you'll have plenty of time to say thank you or I love you or to give somebody a compliment or what have you. And that day obviously did not come. But from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful to him for helping me realize a lifelong dream, which was to write a song that would be recorded by the Monkees, a band that I grew up listening to. So I'm going to do one of his songs right now, and this is one of my favorite of his tunes. So. Small girl, Barbara sure has got a big crush, the kind that makes you want to break stuff, blame it on a man you don't know. She came down New York City in a big bus, 9 hours driving and you just can't stay home, so it doesn't matter which way you go. And now all day the radio's been playing the same song. Can't place that tune, but it's okay. Maybe the world isn't so small. Barbara knows it doesn't matter at all. Each day, Barbara wakes up in a bad way, tells me quietly she has absolutely nothing to say, but I don't seem to mind. She says she won't listen to the band play. She hates songs that never seem to go away. Now neither will mine. And now all day the radio's been playing the same song. Can't shake that tune, but it's okay. Maybe the world isn't so small. Barbara knows it doesn't matter at all. And now all day the radio's been playing the same song. Can't place that tune, but it's okay. Maybe the world isn't so small. Barbara knows it doesn't matter at all. Barbara knows it doesn't matter at all. I'm going to play one more for you. This also relates to Adam Schlesinger and Fountains of Wayne. For my 21st birthday, back in, wait for it, 1997, I took a road trip with my friends, Kelly Huckabee and Chris Walla, and we went down to San Francisco. We drove all night from Bellingham and stayed in a sketchy motel way down on the Mission, and just spent a couple days just tromping around the city. That it was the first time I'd been there, and I fell in love with it immediately. I had already had a soft spot in my heart for it because of the literary tradition there, but I fell in love with it, and we drove all the 101 basically all the way back up into Washington State and then on home. And one of the records that we were listening to ad nauseum during that time was the first Fountains of Wayne record. And we just listened to it over and over again. It was so catchy, and I have these memories seared in my mind of driving through the redwoods and hearing that song coming out of the speakers and singing along with it. And when we got back from that trip, I wrote a song about that trip. And I'm going to play it for you now. This is the last one for the evening. Thanks a lot for watching, as always. And I'll be back here next Thursday at 6 p.m. So take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in a week. Photographs of the best time you had, windows smudged by the speed, leaving home with our bags, Iron Street, as the sun tortured California, as smoke trailed from the butt of my cigarette. Our glass house, it threw rocks at all those it passed. Waking up to the sound of 5 a.m., take my turn at the wheel. Climbed up Shasta, oh how the engine ached. Morning turned into California, and old alleys tug deep at the heart of me. Murals of heroes defacing the blank concrete. Visions on a Mission Street, hunger beat, latched out as the engine weaves, still moving regardless of stable ground, stable ground. photographs of the best time you had, windows smudged by the speed, leaving home with our bags from Iron Street as morning turned into California. All right, folks, stay safe, stay indoors, drink a lot of water, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys next Thursday at 6 p.m. All right, be good.